What's up, ladies and gentlemen? In this video we'll cover setup for starting to work on simple game, excluding Unity Editor Basics, which I covered in previous video. The topics will be Code Editor, Git, and Packages Basics. Let's start with setup of Code Editor. To make a game we need a way to add functionality. We could use Unity Script Graph, which is quite solid, but I'm way more comfortable with code. So maybe at some other point. To edit code, you would at least need a Notepad app, but something more robust would be desired. I will be using Visual Studio Code, which is kinda way more advanced Notepad, but not the actual application dedicated for code editing. Proper applications to edit code are called IDEs, Integrated Developer Environments, having many tools programmers need, and even those we don't need. Two very popular ones are the Visual Studio, without code part, and JetBrains Rider. Both have free versions for non-commercial usage. If you don't wanna be bothered with details, get any of them. I believe Rider is slightly better, but choice doesn't matter too much. So, why use Visual Studio Code? It's just my desire to get more in-depth and experiment a bit. And I guess there is argument for free commercial use, but at this point I might as well pay for proper software. My drawback of Visual Studio Code is need of setups and lack of working debugger. I circle around that with logging, because I like logging a lot. Sadly at this point I had Visual Studio Code somewhat configured, so I cannot show the process. I guess I picked the dark high contrast theme and skipped everything else. Main configuration that matters is getting proper extensions. Here are ones I'm using. Also, I remember sometimes there are issues with getting right .NET version we need to download and install, but it's hard for me to guide without actual case to work with now. Next topic is version control. It is backup and versioning of the project. There is saying there are two types of people, those who backup files and those who will. Let's start on right foot and set up right away. Now, as for NRTIM, I will be using text console versions. For easier window app version control you could use popular source tree app. I will not cover it here anytime soon. Feel free to download it via link in description. Are there benefits to text version? Actually yes. You get more understanding of things going on and you can do more advanced things here. For version control, we'll be using Git, one of most popular, if not most. You can download and install it via link in description. With Git downloaded, open project folder by clicking Assets, Show in Explorer, then right-click on empty space, Show More Options, open Git bash here. You can skip Show More Options with Shift RMB click, or if you didn't upgrade to Windows 11, just RMB works. This bit of your window you see is Git bash window. Bash stands more or less for Linux terminal. Yes, Linux commands work here, not Windows ones. I did some basic configuration of increasing font by right mouse button on bar at the top, options, text. I believe you need to click save button to make the change persist in between git bash sessions. In this git bash window, command git init initializes repository. It is important for you to do it at this exact path, project path, where you see, for example, assets or library folders. Now this is the first time of many I show this, but good programmer uses Google search all the time, or DuckDuck in this case. Now I am searching for .gitignore file, text file that tells Git what it can skip. This is important to not overwhelm Git with unnecessary big files. And in some cases you don't want to have specific folders like library folder, which in case of Unity is project cache and it's huge and quite often deleted if things go wrong. There is a specific file in GitHub you can download and use for easy start, link in description. I had my own with some extra ignores, but for this project, even if just to demonstrate, I will use this one. Let's copy the content, create new git ignore file. Must be exact name, you need to see file extension explorer and copy content to this file. After getting .gitignore file, I will use git status command to show what will be changed. Then I use git add dot Dot means any file. Add means files get added to be saved to version control. Technical term is staged in Git. Then git commit -m space single quote name of change single quote. Commit is technical term for saving staged changes. -m starts for message. Quotes mark message start and end. First commit I name initial commit. These are very basics of Git to get us started and will be enough for quite a while. Not terrible, right? Now this part you could skip even as a beginner for now, but I want to mention it so you have an idea. You can click on Window and Package Manager to open Package Manager window. It contains all the extra supposedly non-default functionalities, though quite a lot of core functionalities are in project as separate packages, like literal UI system and newer input system, or even code editor integration. And even though I took almost empty template in my recording, now I literally spent 15 minutes removing all the non-essential packages and restarting editor. Using editor window, though the text file will be faster. Now you don't have to do it yourself, just as I mentioned before, I like default and empty. But if you want to have it the same way, here is how final text files look for packages. There are two files, manifest.json and more detailed one, packages-log.json. If content of your files look the same, Unity will handle the rest. This will do for this quick video. Now we can finally get into making a game. If this video helped, please like, comment, subscribe or share. Peace.